Welcome to Truth or Guile, a new channel designed to remind Christians and the world that Jesus is coming again. If you find the content enjoyable and enlightening, feel free to subscribe and join us as we discuss topics from a biblical perspective. Donald Trump has committed an act of war against Israel in one of many acts he has committed without the consent of the U.S. Congress. Trump continues to have total disregard for the rule of law and the will of the American people. He has run to the aid of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who is actually more unpopular in Israel than Donald Trump is in America. It seems Trump has taken a page out of Netanyahu's playbook, hoping to use war as a means of staying in power. These are men who will do anything to stay in power. To the casual observer, these leaders may seem justified in engaging in war, but a closer examination shows their contempt for the rules of engagement and their willingness to violate agreements like the Geneva Convention demonstrate lawlessness and self-will. While America supports the Israeli people, Netanyahu is another in a line of wicked leaders that Israel has had down through history. Since the reign of King Solomon, 39 kings have ruled in Judah and Israel, and of the 39, only 8 have been good kings, and of the 19 kings that Israel had, all of them were evil. Israelis, like the average American, want to live in peace with leadership that is not full of lawlessness and corruption. But under the leadership of Netanyahu and Trump, we have just the opposite. Netanyahu continues to limit the basic necessities of humanitarian aid to the people of Palestine. Make no mistake about it, Trump and Netanyahu are power-hungry men, but not necessarily for the reasons you suppose. Both face the possibility of prison after they leave office. Much of their decision-making is no doubt done with that in mind. The world is not a safer place because Donald Trump has decided to commit an act of war against Iran, and he no doubt has put America at risk at home and abroad. Trump doesn't seem to have the mental capacity to reason through the possible consequences of his actions. A man that dodged the draft 5 times has no problem creating situations through war that could put the lives of young military men and women at risk. Trump's act of war without the consent of the U.S. Congress means he will stand alone with the subsequent consequences of his actions. He continues to be driven by his desire to be a dictator, to look like a strong man, but he fully understands that he and Netanyahu face the possibility of imprisonment once they leave office. Netanyahu presided over the worst security failure in Israeli history, and the Israeli people have not yet forgiven him for that. And like Trump, he has failed to unite a polarized population. Allow me to be crystal clear. God loves the people of Israel, and the Bible instructs us to pray for the peace of Jerusalem in Psalm 122. That does not, however, change the fact that down through history, Israel has had wicked leaders, and I submit to you that is the case now. Christians need to pray. Pray for Israel. Pray for the people of Palestine, and pray for America. 2 Thessalonians 3:2 reads, "And that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men, for all men have not faith, but the Lord is faithful." All these things point to the return of Jesus. It is the truth that makes us free. And remember, if it isn't the truth, you're being beguiled. Until next time.